subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to OMY's ASMR Labyrinth. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, if you're new, welcome. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And to all my other beautiful people, hi guys, welcome back. So today I am back to read The Mind Connection. Guys, we're almost done. So 6 more chapters. So today I'm going to tackle 3, but not in the same video, maybe separate, but today I'm doing 3 of them. And I'm very excited. I already know the next book that I'm going to read, but I'm not going to reveal it just yet. I'm picking from my own little library. And I know I've been asking you guys these questions, but have you read this book already? How do you feel of it so far? Is it helping you at all? I feel like it's helping me, definitely. Every single time I have a hard time taking this cover off. So for those of you that don't understand why I'm rubbing or tapping, it's because of the ASMR. In my About It, I posted the Google definition for ASMR. Okay. Chapter 16. The Mind Performance Connection. William Shakespeare and Henry V, I think, says all things are ready if our minds be so. Okay, let's do this. Learning about the mind-body connection won't necessarily cure all our illnesses and turn us into superheroes, but we can improve our lives in many ways by learning how to think properly. Not only does the mind affect our bodies, but it also affects our performance in all areas of life. If you are going for a job interview, I'm sure that you want to perform well and appear to be confident and capable. No company wants to hire anyone who has no confidence that they can do the job they are applying for. The thoughts you think prior to the interview will determine, at least in a large part, how you perform during the interview. If a person fears failure and they go to the interview doubting they will get the job and entertaining all sorts of thoughts that minimize their ability, they surely was laid off from my last job, and they said it was nothing personal, just company wide cutbacks. But I know they just didn't like me. I'm so nervous. I hope I don't shake in front of the interviewer. If these are Brian's thoughts, they will also come out in a conversation and do even more damage than the thought alone would. When he goes to the interview, he will perform precisely according to the way his thoughts have prepared him to perform. Brian won't get the job. Option 2. For days prior to the interview, Brian thinks I believe God will give me a favor and when I go to the interview, and that I will get this job. I'm confident in God. I believe He is with me at all times, and that He enables me to perform any task I need to perform. I am a hard worker, and I am always willing to learn. I look forward to this interview, and I definitely believe that if this is the right job for me, then I will get it. If these are Brian's thoughts, he will enter the interview with his head up and a smile on his face. He will look the interviewer in the eye and not let his gaze shift from side to side due to fear and insecurity. He will answer the questions honestly and calmly. He will sincerely convey that he would love to have the job and is ready to work hard and learn. The person interviewing Brian will sense his confidence and sincerity, and he will definitely be one of the people they will strongly consider for the position. William Shakespeare said, "All things are ready, if our minds be so." A job is ready for Brian somewhere, but his mind must be ready to have it. Success waits for all of us, but we will never have it if we think of how we may fail. Here are a few quotes to mediate on that I have found to be helpful. You have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. Michael Jordan. I have learned that your mind can amaze your body if you just keep telling yourself, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. John Erickson. Never let fear of striking out get in your way. Babe Ruth. Sometimes the biggest problem is in your head. You've got to believe you can play a shot instead of wondering where your next bad shot is coming from. Jack Nicklaus. The most important part of a player's body is above his shoulders. Ty Cobb. Each of the people quoted up above is an athlete. They have learned that they cannot be successful in their sport if they are unable to control their thoughts. Successful performance requires successful thinking. In order to perform successfully, an athlete must train his mind and his body. He must have the ability to stay focused under pressure and not allow fearful, defeating thoughts to fill his head. If a batter in baseball game hears the umpire yell strike one, he cannot think, I'm afraid I will strike out. He must believe that he will succeed the next time he swings. Even if he ends up striking out, he should think, I will get the hit next time, and I'm a bat. An overly religious individual who tends to be judgmental might say, Joyce, you are merely teaching mind control, and I think we just need to trust God. Certainly, I believe we must trust God, but the truth is that we can also make the choice to control our minds so our thoughts go in line with God's will. We are partners with God in life, and we can follow the guidelines He has set forth in His Word. One of those guidelines is that we learn to think as He does, so we can be and have what He desires. We certainly cannot control all of our performances and reactions to things by thinking in certain ways. God is ultimately in control, and and we succeed by leaning on and trusting in Him, and not merely through positive thinking. However, there is nothing in any kind of negative thinking that would help us in any way. Even if I were a ball player, which I'm not, and I thought I would hit a home run, but ended up striking out, at least I wouldn't have drained my energy for the next opportunity through defeatist energy draining mental habits. Think about what you want, not what you have. Surely, as Moses led the Israelites through the wilderness toward the promised land, he was thinking of what they could have, not what they had previously had. Before God delivered them, they were oppressed as slaves in Egypt and had been sorely mistreated. But as they journeyed to a better place, one of the very bad habits they had was becoming discouraged during hard times and thinking about the few pitiful things they didn't have as slaves. Your life cannot go forward if your mind is going backwards. If they had been thinking with homesick remembrance of that country from which they were immigrants, they would have found constant opportunity to return to it. Hebrews 11:15. Look forward in your thinking. Get your mind off your failures and disappointments, because there is a victory waiting for you. Any great athlete has developed the ability to think about the next successful play he is expecting and not the unsuccessful one he just had. He may examine his less than stellar performance in order to learn from it, but he doesn't have to wallow in the negativity of it. You may not be an athlete, but you do want to perform well in whatever you are doing. And the principle of how the mind affects our performance in all areas of life are basically the same. Strength training. In order for me to perform in optimum level, I have discovered that I need to work out and exercise regularly. I know some of you may cringe when I say exercise, but you can relax, because I'm not going to try to convince you to exercise. I do think it is beneficial for everyone, but in this instant, I want to draw out one principle. I am learning about how my mind affects my performance during my training sessions. I have been working out regularly with a trainer for 10 years because I want to be as strong as I can for the work God has called me to do. It was difficult in the beginning to keep going because I had never exercised, and everything I did made me extremely sore, sometimes painfully sore. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I believe I was sore someplace on my body for 2 years. Quite often, people have a goal, but when they experience inconvenience, discomfort, or sacrifice, they go backward instead of continuing to go forward. I had to learn to believe that I could do exercises I was being given, and it amazed me to learn how quickly our bodies will adapt to doing new things that we have never done before. I am easily doing exercise now that a few years ago made me laugh in disbelief. When my trainer first described them to me, I have learned not to think and say, I can't do that, but to replace that self-defeating thought with an enabling one. Now I think I can learn to do that. My performance is enhanced by how I think. One of the things my trainer told me over and over was to focus my mind on the muscle I was working on. He said that I would actually get more benefit from it if I did. I had difficulty learning to do this is often on something else. I do most things fast, and exercise was no different, but I was continually told that I needed to slow down and focus if I wanted to get full value out of my efforts. I have finally gotten much better at that part, but I'm still working on focusing on the muscle I'm working on. No matter what we are doing, focus is required in order to have optimum performance. If we have to control our thoughts because thoughts affect performance. When we discipline ourselves to focus on what we are doing, we perform with a greater degree of accuracy and excellence. Focus actually helps release the strength that we have, and focus is simply directing your thoughts to what you are currently doing. Performing well is not merely a matter of desire, but it also requires discipline. There's no shortage of people who start things. They are zealous when they begin, but lack the discipline to keep it until they get the desired result. They have big ideas, but not enough disciplined focus to follow through. Dave and I know a man who owns and operates a gym. People pay a monthly or yearly fee to join, and they can work out as often as they want to. Most of the people are on an out-of-play plan. Their fee is taken directly from their bank account or placed on their credit card. He told me that out of all the people who sign up and pay regularly, only 40% of them show up to exercise. One might wonder why they keep paying the fee if they're not going to go to the gym. I think it is because it makes them feel better to think that they may go or to plan to go, even if they never actually do it. Tomorrow may be one of those most dangerous words in the English language. We comfort ourselves in our lack of discipline by promising to do it tomorrow. Today we think we will go tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, we dread going and put it off one more day. One of the reasons why we often don't follow through and complete what we start is because we find it to be more difficult than we had imagined it to be. The more you do anything, the easier it will become. God has given us an amazing ability to adapt to new things. For example, a new employee who is hired for the road crew may find the travel very tiring and difficult in the beginning, but after a while, it becomes part of their normal routine, and if they stay home too long, they are anxious to get back on the road. If you are in the midst of doing something that is fairly new for you and finding it difficult, I urge you to give it time before you give up. If you give up too quickly, we often miss out on some of the best things in life. Dread and performance. Thoughts that make us dread doing something we need to do are self-defeating. I won't allow myself to dread going to the gym. I am committed on going, so why should I make myself miserable by dreading what I already know I'm going to do? I won't allow myself to dread even the most mundane things I have to do, simply because I know that if I dread them, they will be difficult for me to do good with a good attitude. How many things do you dread doing that you know you have to do anyway? Possibly more than you realize, and the dreading them, you are negatively affecting your ability to perform, as well as your ability to enjoy what you do. When you dread doing a thing, all the natural skills you use to perform the task are hindered through wrong thinking. Our thoughts can aid us in our performance, or they can hinder us, and it is up to us which one it will be. Instead of dreading any task that is before you, why not think like this? This is something I need to do, and I can do, and I'm going to do it with a good attitude. I refuse to dread daily tasks, and I am not going to allow wrong thinking to rob me of my ability to perform strong and well. People often announce to anyone who will listen all of the things they're dreading. I dread cleaning my house. I dread driving in traffic every morning and night as I go back and forth from my job. I dread going to work because I hate my job. I dread going to the dentist. Well, maybe you can dread that. The list is endless concerning things we can either dread or choose to approach with a mental attitude that will actually help us. Think I can thoughts, not I can't thoughts. Think I love thoughts, not I hate thoughts. Think I look forward to thoughts, not I resent thoughts. Now is the time to think better so you can perform better. Get the most out of your skills and talents. God has given them to you, and you can glorify Him with them by performing at optimum levels. Think about it. 1. Not only does the mind affect our bodies, but it also affects our performance in all areas of our life. 2. Success waits for all of us, but we will never have it if we think of how we may fail. 3. Replace self-defeating thoughts with enabling thoughts in order to perform at your highest level. 4. Performing well is not solely a matter of desire, but also discipline. 5. If we give up too quickly, we often miss out on some of the best things in life. Okay, the end of chapter 16. Thank you so much for you guys watching. I hope that, again, you have been enjoying this book. And guys, if you have not subscribed yet, please, before you leave, hit that subscription and then hit the bell for notification. Give me a thumbs up, share, comment, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.